In this video we're going to look at how to import images from an Apple's iPhoto or Apple's photo library. So the first thing we're going to do though, and this advice that comes from Adobe, is to back up our current catalogue. So very quickly show you how to do that. We'll go to File, or Preference, Lightroom Catalogue Settings, and your catalogue backup settings may be set to a week or a month or even a day, but we're going to force it to back up when Lightroom next exits. So we'll do that and then exit Lightroom. That will force us to bring up the catalogue backup. And we'll do that. We'll keep the test and the optimize ticked and do the backup. It doesn't take too long to do, and it's well worth doing before you do anything major, like in this case importing a catalogue, or perhaps if you're going to upgrade Lightroom to the next version, back up that catalogue first. So that's exited. Let's restart it and bring it back in. And once we do that, then we'll head over to the import dialog for iPhotos. Okay, so let's start it back up again. So where we find this now is not the obvious, it's not in the import section here actually, but it's under something called plugin extras. And in here you'll see also how to import images from an Aperture library as well. We're going to do iPhotos here, so we'll just pick that one. Now the first thing we'll be presented with is a dialog saying don't forget to go and back up the catalogue. We've done that. Next thing we need to do is find our iPhotos library, so we'll press the select. I happen to know that mine is hiding in my pictures folder, which is the default. Yours may be there too. Here it is, Photos Library. So we click on it, click choose. Lightroom will now check it. It sees that the version is not the latest and gives us a little warning that may have some problems, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. So now it says that's where the library is. This is where it's going to put the images. Now at the moment I'm happy for it to put it under the pictures folder in its own special folder because we're going to move it where we want it later. It tells me how many images I'm going to import, and I'm going to go for that. Now as it imports, you'll see it's created a folder on my hard disk called Lightroom Masters, and that's where each of the images is going. It also creates a collection here called From iPhoto, and it automatically puts the pictures in there too. Now you can sort of tell how quickly it's working from the pinging. I only had 43 images. Okay, so you can see it's doing probably on my machine about 1 a second, so just bear in mind it might take some time if you've got a large iPhotos collection. Nearly there. 37 and 43, it's nearly there. Okay, it's there. Import's complete. Now it tells you where it's put the images, and it also has created some collections. So here, as we mentioned, it's put it onto the hard disk in a structure. Actually, this structure is not the structure I normally use, but that's not a problem. We look down in the collections, you'll see there's a new collection set called From iPhotos, and in there it's put the photos, and if they happen to have had faces and various other things set up in iPhotos, you may find additional items in each of these. So you've got albums and so on, which is quite convenient. Now the first issue is that it's put the images into a structure that I don't normally use. However, this last part is what I normally use, and these are 2016 by date. So what I'm actually going to do is grab these folders here, and then I'm going to drag them into my 2016 folder over here. So I'll click, drag and drop, and it gives us the warning that it's going to move them. That's exactly what I want it to do. Okay, so it's going ahead and it's moving those folders. And it's just updating itself now. There we go. So it's left behind 3 more, which I need to pick. Those 3, and drag and drop those into 2016. There we go. So they've all now neatly dropped into the structure that I normally use. And this whole structure here now is redundant. because there's nothing left in them. So I can now delete that, can remove that. There you go. And now my existing structure contains the images that have come from my iPhotos library, and that's all integrated into my system now. And that's it.